What's up, guys? My name is Ty, and tonight we're going to react to a short clip of a woman by the name of Farrah Khalidi. Now, for the people who don't know who she is, she's a social media influencer, a TikToker, and an OnlyFans model. And she basically goes on a recent podcast to expose the Biden administration for paying her to push propaganda. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm not surprised. You know, I've been following this stuff for a long time, and I'm sure that the people who've been following, politics or whatever, they're not surprised either. And you would think that the Biden administration, they own all of social media like CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, all these mainstream media or legacy media platforms, and they own all of them. So we can see why they push so much propaganda and why they push all the lies and stuff like that. But they will they don't stop there. They just stoop to lower levels to where they'll get social media influence. People who probably don't know anything about politics. They just want to make videos. Or, so much so, sex workers. Pay them to push propaganda. They got to pay people now because they don't have any authentic follow. They don't have an authentic following. And pretty much everybody know what these people are up to, and they just, they look at it they look straight through this shit and they see it for what it is. And a lot of people just ain't buying a lot of the BS that the Democratic Party is pushing at this point. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this short clip, and then I'm gonna react after the fact. So let's just get right to it, man.
So you were in school, you were still in college when you started as a TikTok person, right? Or you started OnlyFans when you were in school too?
No, I started TikTok like the spring semester of my senior year, and I was like, fuck, I finally have to start applying for law school, and then like, female privilege, life is so easy for a, woman. Obviously, I lucked out, I'm just kidding, I lucked out, and then, TikTok was basically full-time for me. I think I was taking ads by the time I graduated college from like the Biden administration and Planned Parenthood and like dating apps and stuff, so it was like fully financially sustaining.
So you were getting, the Biden administration was buying ads from you?
Yeah, I was doing full-on political propaganda.
And they would just, really? With like what kind of, like Biden created 10 million jobs?
Yeah, honestly, and the funny thing is they're like, do not disclose this is an ad, because, they're like, technically it's not a product, so you don't have to disclose it's an ad, because I think they just wanted like some edgy girl of color to just tell people, like when they nominated like Ketanji Brown Jackson, they're like, can you say like as a person of color, that you feel reflected? And it's like a white woman emailing this to me, and she's like giving me this script, and I'm like, no, and she's like, please, and I'm like, no, I'll like talk about the news of it, but I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna have a white person tell me to be like, this is how I feel as a person of color. Like, it's just so, I think that blackpilled me slightly on like,
And I noticed that she brought up Ketanji Brown Jackson, and for the people who don't know who Ketanji Brown Jackson is, this woman is she's a DEI hire, or basically an affirmative action hire judge that's on the Supreme Court, and basically famous for not knowing what a woman is. Now, this woman is a judge, and she was asked in a congressional hearing, I think last year, maybe, that she was asked, what is a woman? Around about that time when Matt Walsh dropped the video in the book or whatever, what is a woman? But she was asked, what is a woman? And she couldn't even answer the question. But this woman is a judge, and she is on the Supreme Court. Let's get back to the video.
Political propaganda
So
stuff.
the Biden administration sees, here's this young...
Yeah, I mean, they use like a conduit. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not Biden, but it's like a third party. You know what I mean? It's like a media company that's doing it on his behalf. I'm not blaming him for this.
Yeah, and the message is like, because you're a dark-skinned woman, you will be inspired by Ketanji Brown Jackson, and all the kids should support her.
Yeah, they're like, basically as like another black person, just say that like you feel reflected by Ketanji. I'm like, no, I'll talk about like Ketanji's background and her accomplishments, but like I never, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna say like the corny stuff. Even if it was a brown person emailing it to me, I'm like, no, that's not like how I feel. Like I don't look at like Ketanji and feel like, wow.
Yeah. So yeah.
Should abortion be legal?
Absolutely.
And there you have it. And so much so, I got to give her some credit, because she probably, in her own right, probably look at these people more or less clowns. People just see it for what it is. It's a complete shit show. And people see the Democratic Party or the Biden administration ever since they took office. They see that they done ran this country into the ground, and they got to the point to, like I said, they want to buy off sex workers and social media influencers to pay them to push their narrative. You know, and a lot of people just own to it, and they just see it for what it is. You know, and the crazy thing about it is that a lot of these people that's in the mainstream media, whatever, these people have been in politics like forever. They literally are what, bureaucrats or career politicians, and a lot of them are just so old. That's why we need term limits, because they so old, and they in these positions of power, where they get people like that to help put people like Karine Jean-Pierre or Ketanji Brown Jackson or Kamala Harris. You know, what have these people done so far? What has Kamala Harris done? You know, the first black female vice president. But what has she done so far? And look at the economy with all of these people in here, all these DEI hires or all of these affirmative action hires, and they try to pay people like that to help push that shit. But people see it for what it is, man. And the crazy thing about it is that they actually calling it out. You know, they take the money, and then I guess when they done paying these people, and they done got to the point to where they feel like that they comfortable, you know, they done with them. But you know, they usually call these people useful idiots. You know, but like I said, I would give her some credit, because she at least coming out and she talking about it. I think they got a couple of more TikTokers or whatever that was being exposed, and they was talking about how they really didn't, they didn't support the Biden administration or whatever, but they also paying these people. They paying a lot of these TikTokers or whatever, these social media influencers, to help push propaganda. And you could just see it for what it is, man. People already see it. For the people that, like I said, for the people that's actually paying attention. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, and follow. Help my channel grow. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you'll know every time I drop a new video. I'm out. Peace.